You know that voice. The one that speaks when you're about to start something new. It says, "Who do you think you are?" It laughs quietly when you dream. It reminds you of every failure, every flaw, every moment you hesitated. That voice isn't a stranger. It's been living rent-free in your head for years, and somewhere along the way, you stopped questioning it. You started believing it. We all have that inner critic, born from fear, shaped by doubt, fed by every comparison, every disappointment, every no we've ever heard. But here's the truth. That voice is not your intuition. It's your conditioning. It's the echo of old stories you outgrew a long time ago. When you were a child, you dreamed without limits. You believed you could fly, sing, build, create, and become. Then someone said, "Be realistic," and the world began teaching you the art of shrinking. The voice in your head learned quickly. It memorized other people's fears and started using them as your own. Every time you hesitated, it took notes. Every time you failed, it grew stronger. Until one day, it stopped warning you of danger and started warning you about yourself. It tells you to wait until you're ready, to gather more proof, to play it safe. But that's the lie, because ready never comes. Confidence doesn't appear before action. It's born from it. The voice that keeps you small feeds on silence and hesitation. Every time you obey it, it rewrites your identity to fit its limits. But what if, just once, you spoke back? What if, instead of believing everything it says, you started questioning its authority? What if you replaced "I can't" with "let me try"? What if you stopped negotiating with your potential and started introducing yourself to it? Because that voice isn't the truth. It's just a habit, and habits can be unlearned. The moment you stop believing the voice, it starts to lose power. It gets quieter, it stumbles, it forgets its lines. And for the first time, you hear something else beneath the noise, the voice of your soul, the one that's been waiting for years to speak. It doesn't shout, it doesn't criticize, it simply whispers, "Let's begin." You see, the mind is a stage, and only one actor can have the spotlight at a time. If fear is speaking, faith is waiting in the wings. If doubt is performing, courage is still behind the curtain. So ask yourself, which one are you giving the microphone to? The voice in your head wants comfort, not growth. It will beg you to stay the same because every new chapter threatens its control. It's not evil, it's scared, and that fear disguises itself as logic, as perfectionism, as not yet, but the truth. You are allowed to outgrow your old self. You're allowed to stop rehearsing for a life that doesn't fit anymore. You're allowed to disappoint people who preferred the smaller version of you. You're allowed to stop apologizing for your ambition, because the moment you shrink to make others comfortable, you silence the part of you that was born to expand. Listen closely. That inner critic isn't trying to destroy you. It's trying to protect you from failure, from rejection, from pain. But safety has a price, and that price is freedom. Freedom to try, freedom to fail, freedom to rise. Every time you silence your calling to protect your comfort, you pay with purpose. So start small. Next time the voice says, "You can't," whisper back, "Watch me." Next time it says, "They'll laugh," answer, "Then let them." Because the more you act despite fear, the weaker it becomes. Courage doesn't silence the voice. It simply chooses not to obey. You'll stumble. You'll second guess. You'll still hear the whispers. But each step forward proves one thing, that you are more powerful than your programming. You're not broken. You're becoming. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the voice that once controlled you was never a monster. It was a mirror, showing you where to heal, where to believe, where to grow. Every time you face that voice and move anyway, you reclaim another piece of your life. And slowly, the echo that once said "you can't" becomes a whisper that says, "You did." Remember, your mind will believe whatever you repeat the most. So feed it truth, feed it discipline, feed it compassion, until the loudest voice in your head is the one cheering for you. Because you were never meant to stay small. You were meant to expand, evolve, and outgrow. And that begins the moment you stop listening to limits and start listening to life. Don't forget to turn the key, because the door to your potential is locked from the inside, and only your courage can open it. And if this message quieted the noise for even a moment, like, share and subscribe, not for numbers, but to pass the key forward. Comment below and tell me, what's one thought you're ready to replace with truth today?